Hello, everyone. I am back to YouTube finally. I had to take some time off, like 6 months off, because I was going through a major purification transformation situation, and now I'm back and better than ever. And I'm so happy because I have been sitting on certain things that I need to say, and I just kept getting the message from my spirit guides: just wait, just wait, just wait. Like, you do your own healing first, and then you can say whatever you want. Because as you know, you don't shut up. So they know me. I want to talk to you today about how to be a light worker in 2022, and honestly a light leader, because so maybe it's how to be a light leader. It's how to be a light leader in 2022, because I have seen, and I'm sure you guys who are kind of in the know, I feel like people watching my channel are definitely in the know about what's happening energetically with ascension during this time. You know, to the average person, 2020 happens, panorama starts, and then all hell breaks loose, and just, a million things happening. And a lot of people are like, what is happening in the world? Are we going to be okay? And for the people who are sensitive to energies, everyone else was looking outside being like, what's happening? You were looking in, what's happening to me? Because it's ascension. So all emotional healing must be done. And I know I made a video about how entities cause triggers and stuff, and I'm going to get way in that. Don't even worry about it, honey. I'm going to be talking all about that stuff. But today I just want to talk about how you can be an effective light leader in 2022, because now I see the world as two types of people. Outside of politics, outside of anything else you believe in, there are two types of people in the world now, for all intents and purposes. One is, okay, what's happening inside me? What healing do I need to do? What healing am I called for? What do I want my life to be? Everything's turned upside down. Now is the time to be the creator/creatrix. What do I want to be? What do I want my life to be? Who do I want to be? How can I live my absolute best life? Right? There's one type of person who asks that, and they ask, how can I do that? What do I need to do that? Then you have another person that's, what did you do? They're always looking outside, like, you did that, and you did that, and you did that, and this always happens to me, and it's everyone else's fault. I don't have to work on anything. Everyone else has to fix themselves. I'm perfect. So there's that's like dramatized, but there's those two types of people. And those types of people will begin to feel the differences between them so strong. So strong. I mean, it's already been, I feel like as of kind of like October-ish of 2021, this was really becoming like, oh my God. And now it's going to be even more, where people who don't have empathy and can't flex like compassion for somebody else, it's going to become so evident that they are like that, and their lives are going to get a lot more difficult, a lot more resistance. And that's not some like prophecy, like a threat. It's not that. It's just that the way that ascension is working is they're calling everyone to heal themselves, to better themselves. And if you don't want to do that right now, or if you don't feel like you need to do that right now, then they're basically going to put every type of obstacle in your way, in your life, to get you to do it, to force you. And they will squeeze you and squeeze you and squeeze you until you pop and actually do something about it. So the best thing that you can do, number one, as a light leader in 2022, is always be minding your triggers. When you get, it's do or die, you guys. It literally is. It's not optional anymore. Before, last year I was like, mind your triggers and like try to solve it, because then you'll feel better. This year it's like, if you don't do that, you will not like it. I mean, your life will, I'm, even as I'm talking, I'm getting the download. I'm seeing the vision of just like the gear turning, and just things getting harder and harder and harder for you. So watch where there's resistance, and then mind your triggers. Like what do you get triggered by if you watch the news, or if you are listening to a certain type of person talk and say their opinion? Why is that triggering to you? And ask yourself kind of what is the deeper message here? What is the deeper meaning to this for you in your life? And that camera's off balance. That is going to help you figure out what's left in your healing journey. That is going to be the determinant and what is happening in your healing journey and what needs to be released yet. Because let me tell you something, if you don't get on this now, it's going to get on you. And you don't want it the other way around. You know, I'd rather always be ahead of what's happening. I don't want to be behind what's happening, because then you're going to get crushed. So that's the first thing, is kind of like your own bit, what's going on in your own business, okay? Then number 2, understanding you're being called to a new level of energy work. So I know we've always had manifestation, law of attraction, like you create your world, like that's been a thing forever, right? But it's happening in a different way now. I've been saying this, but I feel like there's a new manifestation, which is almost just not having desire. Because I know that this is like, okay, boring, but when you don't have desire, then you can truly let everything happen. And this is what I really want, and I'm going to be saying this over and over again forever from now on. This is what I really want to hammer this home, that what you desire is exactly where you hold a scarcity vibration. So if you desire your soulmate, then really you have scarcity of love. You don't have self-love. So you're trying to fill it with someone else. You don't feel complete. You don't feel whole. So you're trying to find it externally. If you want $1 million, okay, why does anyone want $1 million? Let's see, they want to be like seen as a millionaire, or they want to buy really nice things, have really nice things, or at the very core of it, like they don't ever want to suffer again, right? So either you want external validation, you want people to think you're cool, and then you want items so that people can see that you're cool and rich, or you are so sick of struggling that you never want to struggle again. So either way, do you see how when you desire something, it's because you're looking externally to fill a hole that's inside you? And what light leaders need to understand now in 2022 and beyond is that you cannot fill those holes externally. So take a look at your desires now, what you want, and ask yourself, why do I really want that? Why do I really want to have this thing? Why do I really want to find this person? And then dig into the core of why you want that and what scarcity energy is playing in your life, in your soul. Let me tell you, I have been doing spiritual coaching for a while now, and before that I was a personal trainer. So I've been coaching in general since 2014. I know, I have seen 1,000,000 times over, people who do feel that they're with the one, their soulmate, like the relationship is amazing, and they still feel so damn lonely. I know millionaires, multimillionaires, who have everything. They got the car, they got the mansion, they got the whatever, the infinity pool, all that stuff. And they feel so empty. They're not happy. So it doesn't matter what you have. If you don't fill that hole, you will never be whole. You see that play on words I did there? So please look and see where your scarcities lie through where your desires are. Now, that's not to say that you shouldn't want those things at all. We're living a human experience. I need you to know that when you let go of something you want 100% in your mind, it will not come quicker than when you completely release it. So it's not that you need to give up your life and like go be a monk. It's not that. It's not that you need to give up everything you own and go to an ashram and like do yoga 100 hours a day and like do nothing else and have no desires and no items. That's not it. It's desire only exists where there is scarcity, where you feel that you're not enough, that you're lacking. So the more you fill that inside, the quicker that thing actually comes to you. this is manifestation, baby. This is manifestation. And I have been doing it nonstop in 2021, and it's mind blowing. It's mind blowing how good it is. Because I've been talking about law of allowing for a long time. The best probable outcome is always happening. Assuming the best probable outcome is always happening to you, but now this added layer of giving up desires and finding where the holes are. Oh my God, you are gonna be so happy. I promise you. It's magic. It's such magic. So that's the second area, is getting rid of your desires and kind of like becoming this new paradigm creatrix. I love creatrix. Okay, and then the kind of third thing I want to say here is that the best way that you can help someone else is to help yourself. So the first two things is like the first thing you need to do is heal your triggers and where you have judgment and where you have resentment and where you have whatever, X, Y, and Z, where you have pain, where you have trauma, where you have pain. Address that. Then to become the new type of manifester. Okay, so when you do those two things and all these things start happening in your life and you're manifesting them in ways that everyone else is like, wait, that doesn't make sense. How are you doing that? Even just being, this is the thing. Everyone's always looking at like, oh, they made $1 million. I'm going to do what they're doing because I want to make $1 million. Oh, they have a really nice car. Okay, I'm going to do what they did so I can have a nice car. Like that has been the how you kind of get someone to do what you were doing, is like, look at what I have. But now, even I've noticed in myself, I used to be a really reactive person, and now I almost never have a reaction, because I've trained my brain to always think, how did I attract this situation? How did I attract this moment? How did I attract this person? What's in me? What's in me that's pulling them to me or pulling that to me? So I am in creatrix mode at all times. Not all times. I am in that frequently now. And I only react under certain circumstances that I'm still working on. But it has led me to change my behaviors so much for the better that all my friends and family are commenting on it and saying, I feel like nothing bothers you. I feel like you're just in flow and you're just happy. And I truly feel like you're truly just happy. And that has been the reason why they want to do the work that I'm doing. Like they're asking me like, okay, what'd you do? Because that's the thing. At the end of the day, people want the soulmate and the money and the stuff because they want to be fulfilled. And the truth is that you can be fulfilled now. You don't need to add anything else external to your life. You can be fulfilled in this moment now by releasing the trauma that holds you back from that and realigning with your soul and realigning with source love. I'm going to be making a ton of videos on how to do it, so don't worry if you're like, what the heck are you talking about? But I just need you to know that all of that's available to you right now. And so many things come with that when you do that healing: physical health, mental health, spiritual health, obviously. I mean, you just become this almost like superhuman. And it's interesting because you're not actually superhuman. It's just that we humans are so used to operating at such a low level, right? Because look at when people get busy, the first thing they do is ignore their own health. The first thing they do is ignore what they need. And then they're running all over the place and just like stopping at McDonald's or just eating crap, not drinking water, not exercising. Like those things fall to the wayside when you get busy. So it's almost like that's our society is just ignore your own needs for the needs of all these other people. Ignore your own needs. That doesn't matter. So because of that, we're so used to operating at such a low level health-wise that when you actually do the work, which then pushes you to want to be healthier anyway, when you actually do all that stuff, you feel like superhuman, and it's not. It's like, this is what all humans should be feeling like. We just don't. So these are kind of the three things that light leaders should really be focusing on in 2022, because the more of an example, when you change yourself, other people start looking at that, and that makes them want to change. So So then as part of 3, when people are looking at you and they're like, wow, you got all this, you became this person, like that's amazing. How'd you do that? That's when you can step in and say, okay, so you got to do this and you got to do this and you got to do this, right? But 2022 is not the year for preaching. Don't preach to people who don't want to listen. That's never going to work. Don't match energy. Don't match negative energy. If someone has a strong opinion about something and they're yelling it, don't match them by yelling your thing back at them. That's not the year. Well, that's never going to be the year for this, but that's not what's going on here. It's have compassion and understand where that person's coming from, even if you think they're wrong. Because only when you can meet someone with the soul will any change actually happen. Meet them with the soul. Because no matter what anyone says, everyone wants to feel love. Everyone wants to feel fulfilled. Everyone wants to feel happy. That's what everyone wants. And the only way you can get that is by doing this soul work. So these are my tips for light leaders in 2022. And I'm going to have way more, but I just wanted to come on here and say that. And if you have any questions or comments or anything like that, drop a comment, like the video, subscribe, please, so that I can be YouTube famous. I don't know if I'll ever be YouTube famous with what I'm talking about, but well, a girl can dream, huh? You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you guys so much, and bye-bye.